president talking about destroying ISIS. The GOP candidate saying basically the same thing, that's their goal, but they'll do it harder, faster, more. How do you decapitate ISIS?
Well, in the first instance, I think we have to make a concentrated effort to go after Raqqa, their command and control. Because for so long as they have a center in which they can lead their effort with impunity, they can direct attacks in
Who
different
needs to
parts
do
of the
that?
world.
Whose forces need to do that?
I think we have to have a collective effort. I mean, we have to have a coalition of governments truly willing and committed to resources to achieve it, led hopefully by the Gulf countries, but assisted by us. We also have to look at what's happening in Libya, which is increasingly a challenge. You can't let them develop another center of control. But our biggest challenge is that when someone is willing to strap on a bomb and die as a way of glorification, that is an enormous challenge. And so we also, concurrently with trying to decapitate their command and control centers, have to be in the battle of ideas.
It's sort of the definition, what you just described, the definition of asymmetrical warfare.
Absolutely.
When the other side does not, and in fact sees a higher calling in dying. I was talking to one of our earlier guests off camera about the origins of where we find ourselves today. There are a lot of failed states in the Middle East. Going back from 20-some years ago with the first Gulf War, Libya, destroyed state, Syria, non-functioning state, Iraq, non-functioning state, Afghanistan, barely functioning, now concerns in Egypt and Turkey. How much does the West need to look, and the United States need to look at itself and what we have done there and what we have not done there by way of sort of assessing responsibility for what we're dealing with right now?
Well, look, in the first analysis, those people who lead their countries are most responsible. And when years ago I made a speech, I said, if we don't listen to the Arab street, we're destined to live with the consequences. What did I mean? A population overwhelmingly young and overwhelmingly poor, with no aspirations for the future. That is a tinderbox of potential social explosion. At the same time, we should be demanding of governments who we engage with a greater standard of democracy, transparency, respect for its citizens, greater economic changes that bring greater social standing, but probably one of the worst decisions we've made over this time is the invasion in Iraq, which I voted against because I saw no clear and present danger to the United States, no imminent threat, and no evidence of weapons of mass destruction. But that has changed the calculus in that part of the world with Iran and with other countries in a way that we are paying the consequences still today.
Senator Menendez, thank you very much for being with us. We appreciate your time today.
Thank you.
Senator Robert Menendez of New Jersey. Power Left will be right back.